So one of the Food for Your Soul vlogs I did on August 25th was the second we open ourselves up to consider things that were once non-negotiables, we instantly reduce our value and the type of offers we receive. I also notated the formula, the warning label advice. You accept mild or harsh ingredients you usually wouldn't take or accept and think that they won't have long-term effects. You know your reaction to these side effects, touching, being around people that's just like, oh, and you allow the person or the things to rub off on you. You believe it won't happen to you. You think you're invincible. You think you're going to fix it. You think you're going to heal it. You think you're going to be a good influence over it, but it has no desire to change. And you expose yourself and compromise your mind, body, and your soul and your spirit because it becomes attached to something it shouldn't have and something that you should have just said no to, which goes back to the non-negotiables. So I think that's a good place for this Food for Your Soul vlog based off the pre-video I did about reconciliation when I went back home to STL. So non-negotiables. I'm going to go from a place of reconciliation. I'm going to stay right there. My anchor, this and that. A lot of times we try to reconcile because we overstand. We try to reconcile something that does not need reconciliation. We try to merge something to fit, and we devalue our belief system that we've spent so much time building that keeps you safe, that intuitiveness that keeps you grounded, that keeps you understanding the warnings and the times to heed and yield to things. We start to compromise that non-negotiable because we want to reconcile within ourselves. We want to say we did something. We want to say we achieved something. We want to say we broke something off somebody. We want to say we've been there for somebody the way somebody wasn't there for you. And we start to believe this thing that is a non-negotiable. We start to negotiate within ourselves how we're going to integrate that into our system, integrate that into our beliefs, integrate that into our environment. And what happens is we forget that your character has been built on non-negotiables. Your character has been built on the consistencies of building a solid belief system and foundation. And what happens is you don't get as much support because your foundation is looking a little rocky because your decisions are now being compromised and you don't see it as clearly as maybe the next person see it because they're looking like that was a non-negotiable. What's in it? And because we trust this person, we're going to wait for the outcome. But they're going to stand further and further back because they're going to let you do you because they trust that you're going to get through it. Well, as you're getting through these things, these non-negotiables, and as you're allowing things to enter your space that you wouldn't ordinarily allow, as you're giving excuses and making ways for these things to integrate into your fiber and into your being, you're devaluing your worth. I think we've all been there at some point in time. Maybe you're there now. And unfortunately, we could beat a bomb in a lot of areas as far as school, employment, parenting, friendships, and whatever you do. You could be like 100. But the opportunities that come may be a little, you be like, what? You offended me. You gonna come at me like that and be like, yeah, I'm watching you and I'm looking at what you settling for. I'm looking at what you putting yourself into a box. I'm watching you devalue yourself with compromising your value system because you're trying to overstand something that's non-negotiable for you, what I thought was non-negotiable for you. So now that I see that you've allowed this to come in, or you allow yourself to do this type of work when at one point you would not, and I haven't seen the investment or the understanding of why you chose that. I was waiting to see you explain the decision or the reason you made that choice or that move, but I haven't seen that yet. So now I'm going to take a little bit of value off of what I was going to present to you and give you, I'm going to start you a lot less than your worth. I'm going to start you at a lower place because now I've reduced your value because I'm seeing that you might not be worth as much as I thought you were. May not be worth as much as the investment that I thought you were. May not be worth hiring you at the amount of money I thought you were at one point, because now I see what you entertain. I see what you allow in your system to brew in you, to be attached to you, to weigh you down, to burden you. And I haven't gotten any understanding as to why, because I thought your non-negotiables were solid. So we get pissed off, we get offended and be like, what? You try to play me. No, they're not playing you. They're just playing based off of how you playing the game. They're just playing off of what's playing you. They just piggybacking off where you're at. And unfortunately, that's human nature, you know. Unfortunately, people do watch a lot of things that you do without saying one word. And you'll know because of the type of offers you start to receive. You'll know because of how people try to mishandle you, because of what they surmise about your movement. And so you have to not try to appease anyone, but you also have to make sure that your character is intact, your integrity is intact, your respect is intact, and your foundation is intact. And when you make a mistake, not if, try to get back as close to that as possible. It's not for everybody to understand to the depths of what you're doing, but they have to trust you for the opportunities to come, for them to invest in you. So make sure nothing ever compromises your worth. And that starts with you. Make sure how you move, how you overstand, and what you bring around and who you affiliate with doesn't compromise your worth. All right? Because you're going to stand alone. Even if you know something is compromising your worth and you're starting to figure it out, make sure you stand solid in who you are and how people approach you. And I would rather you not approach me to try to mishandle me. Even if you see me going through a valley, even if you see me making a poor decision, even if you see me in a dark place, I would prefer that you stay stuck right there where my integrity was high in your book. Stay right there, because I'm going to get there and above. But don't try to come in on that breaking point and stack something on me and try to mishandle me as if I'm not going to acknowledge or be able to, as if I'm not going to know the difference of what it is you're trying to do, or as if I'm so entangled that I'm not going to feel that you're trying to play me. So that's what a lot of people do. They try to play you when they start to see that you are accepting non-negotiables. They try to play you as if they don't know where something came from, and they know exactly what they're doing. So we're not going to play those games. I hope that you understand that when you'll start allow those things to happen, it's like a trickle-down effect. And I need you to get back on that horse and ride it. Like, get back in alignment when things fall apart. Get back real quick. Because you have a lot of people that's supposedly close to you try to play you and mishandle you. And at the end of the day, that's a non-negotiable. Okay? I don't give a daggone how hard I'm fighting something else. Understand that I will set that record straight. I don't need someone that I love or that's close to me or that's watching in the wings to step in and try to play me when they see something has infiltrated some other area of my life. That goes for anybody. Like, I'm watching you go through and I try to come in with my burdens or come in and try to play you and act like I didn't. It's a lot of foul people out here that do that. And it's very controlling. It's very alarming that someone would do that, but it happens every day, all day. And you have to have your strength. You have to have your energy to not displace your blame and anger on something else other than what it is. You need to go directly to what it is, speak to it, talk to it, check it, shut it down, close that door, because we're not going to do that. I don't care what you think is over here happening. We're not getting ready to do that. And you don't have access to me to do that. And those are non-negotiables. Don't give everybody access to you. You know, even if you're making it, you find out something is not what it was. Don't let everybody get access and weigh in on your situation. Because what you're not getting ready to do is play me. What you're not getting ready to do is mishandle me. Because I have too much pride in a good way in myself and all that I've done, all that I've given, all that I share with people, that you're not going to play me like that. You're not going to even attempt to think it's easy to play me and then backpedal and say, I didn't know I was trying to play. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. People damn well know how they mean things. And I'm so sick of adults. When they get checked, they act like they don't, you know, and that's a non-negotiable for me, because I'm not going out my way to act like I didn't mean what I said to you or act like I didn't serve you. I'm not going out my way to make you think something and then take it back. No, that's going to hurt you. That's going to confuse you. That's going to bring chaos. I don't go out my way to do that. When I speak and I open my mouth, I'm trying my dang on best to make sure that you understand my heart and my truest intentions, which is to serve and love you. And if I have to correct you, I will do that. And I'm making sure that is clear. But if for chance it's not, I'm not going to backpedal and act like I ain't mean to. You know, people do that to slight your mentality, to slight your intelligence, to slight your discernment, to slight your spirit, because they was operating in something they never thought they was going to get yoked up on. So at the end of the day, warfare, discernment, discerning spirits of chaos and confusion, that ain't no joke. That ain't something that just sometimes. When you say something to me, it all activates. Okay? I don't care what you think I'm involved in, what you think I'm busy being focused on and distracted with. I'm in pocket. I'm locked in. Okay? So we can't play each other or devalue somebody based on what we think on the outside of their bubble. Nah. Approach people in love. Approach people in servitude. Respect commitments. Respect agreements. Respect the God love in the relationship. Respect what they mean to you. Because one encounter with somebody can make them step off, be like, you knew better, dude. Like, or you knew better than to tell my business, or you knew better than to try to mishandle me. And now I see that I have to dissolve this relationship for life and love you from afar. So it starts within ourselves. It starts there. We don't want to get mad because we've chosen to break down that wall of non-negotiables and let any and everything in. We can't get mad at everybody else for trying a hand at trying to play you. But the more you do it, the longer you do it, your checking people ain't gonna even be valid, because it ain't 100 no more. You off the grid now. You done went on over there into I do anything for everybody land, and people gonna be walking to you like, girl, your thing ain't solid, your power ain't strong no more, because we see that you love non-negotiable. We see that you love the value in yourself. We see that you accept anything now. You fell all the way off. So that's where that came from. It just wasn't, of course, it's always for me first as far as my understanding of these quotes. But that was a really big deal at the time that I wrote it, because a lot of people I was mentoring and counseling and consulting with really felt like people were trying to mishandle them at that time. And it was just the energy field was kind of off. And it may very well be true. But like I always go through life with my accountability partners. What is our non-negotiables, and have we violated our own internal contract with our views and belief systems? Once we start to do that and make exceptions to every rule, exceptions as to why I'm letting this happen, exceptions into all of this stuff, that's when people try to mishandle you and play you. And so that's what I tried to realign our thoughts with. And that was an assignment at that time, to scrub down the non-negotiables and scrub down the exceptions to the rules, and who you've allowed to have an exception to that rule, how close they are to your entities and your brand and your job, how close they are to how you make moves, how close are they into your mindset. And once you figure that out, you'll be able to either type it, backspace and delete, or erase, whichever way you write, but you'll be able to identify it. So that was the lesson. That was an assignment that I'm going to continue to do with people. That was a gifted assignment, because it came where I didn't have to think about how we were all going to channel our energy to focus on that, but it came with a resolve. And I hope that this is helping you. I hope that you can understand it. I hope you rewind it, stop it, pause it, write it down, understand each word that I'm saying, and look at the non-negotiables. Look what you've allowed, exceptions to those rules, and how it has impacted and or affected your business dealings, your relationships, your personal relationships, and restructure those non-negotiables. Clearly articulate and a step to the people that's trying to mishandle you as a result of your doing, as a result of you accepting too much of things that violate your non-negotiable contracts, your internal peace, your internal happiness, your internal joy and surroundings. Go check that. All right. So it's your girl. I had to get some content out to you guys. I've been wanting to. I just wanted to wait and see how God was going to use the things that I've encountered over the course of the week and a half, last 2 weeks. And here it is for you. I hope this has helped you. I hope that this has blessed you. I hope that this is letting you know that your sister friend right here is speaking from God's love. Is speaking from a place of non-judgment. Is speaking from a place of healing, deliverance. And I'm just going to keep rocking with you like that from here on out. Until next time, this is your girl, Ava Cherie. God's peace and God's joy to you.